The thing about loneliness is it appears as this low drone in the background that permeates your everyday life. It's not the loud kind that demands attention, it's the quiet, steady hum of absence, even when there are people around you. For the longest time, I envied people who had a go-to person when they were feeling low. I never really had my person per se, even though I was often surrounded by people. I felt like no one could truly understand me or have the emotional bandwidth to hold space for the depth of my feelings and experiences. It made me wonder if my intensity was a flaw. Being lonely doesn't feel like you have nobody. It feels like nobody has you.
I used to be someone who felt like I needed to be friends with everyone. Learning how to shapeshift and knowing how to fit into any kind of boxes that I felt like I needed to fit in was a survival skill that my body innately learned. The more friends I had though, the lonelier I felt. Because deep down, I knew I was performing so much that no one really knew who I really was deep down. Before I knew it, I got so good at performing this perfect version of me that I somehow thought that if people knew the real me deep down, the sometimes lost, messy, and a bit depresso me, no one would want to be my friend anymore, including my closest ones.
The gap between who I was and who I allowed people to see grew so wide that it felt safer in my body to just keep to myself when I was feeling down. So I built walls, not out of bricks, but out of business, distance, and independence. I used to think the walls were protecting them from my darkness, but all I really was doing was preventing myself from being loved. Sometimes the universe sends you lessons through people. When you're so used to isolating yourself, new friendships can feel like a gamble. Just like falling in love, friendship requires taking a chance. And if you never take the gamble, you'll never even have the possibility of winning. Sam came into my life before I'd achieved any sort of success in my career. But one thing that seemed to amplify whenever we are together is the unwavering belief in each other to make it in life. But during one of the lowest points of my life, I didn't dare to reach out to her, for I could no longer provide that kind of positive motivation for her and for myself. That's when I learned the first lesson the universe sent me. Friendships don't have to be conditional. One night, Sam asked me to meet her just so we could catch up. They say everyone sees you when you're loud, but the real ones see you when you're quiet. That small act saved me in ways she didn't even know how. We often think loneliness is something we have to cure alone. Loneliness isn't a wound you heal in isolation. That night, I told her the truth. I wasn't okay. To my surprise, the moment I opened up, it was as if she had been waiting all along. The second lesson Sam taught me is this: there are people out there waiting to know me just as I am. The right people will meet me at my depth, without running away from my intensity. But none of that is possible if I don't bet on myself first, if I don't even allow them to see the real me. Promise me this: when the next chance that connection comes along, take it. Place the bet. You never know who's waiting to see you.